this week I wanted to do something very chill, and I've decided to do a makeup look. I've already expressed myself in previous videos how I feel about makeup tutorials, but I know that there are a lot of you out there who enjoy this type of video, so this is for you, and hopefully this serves as an inspiration so that you guys can recreate this same look or maybe something similar. I'm also very full aware that there are a million videos out here on how to do a brown smoky look, but this is just my take. So let's get started. First things first, I'm gonna apply some primer, and this one is by Mauve. It's the putty one. I've used it so many times and I'm still not done with it. I'm almost there. I'm just using all the makeup that I currently have. I haven't really bought much, so I want to use everything that I have as much as I can for different looks before I need the space for the new things that I plan on getting. Now I am going to move on to foundation, and I'm going to be using one from L'Oreal. This one is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I skipped the eyebrows because I did that off of camera, just in case you were wondering. And now I'm gonna dot this as usual. Ooh, these dots are looking a lot nicer than I've done in other videos. Okay. Progress. I've decided to use this damp beauty sponge from Wet and Wild. I actually did a review video on this sponge with other Wet and Wild beauty products that I am going to link on the description box below if you want to go and check it out. But I want to tell you guys right here that this sponge works amazing, and I recommend it even more than the original beauty blender. But still, go watch my video. Around my eyes, I'm just using whatever is left on the sponge to cover up the discoloration that I have going on there. Now let's add some right here as usual. This concealer is also by Wet n Wild. It's the Incognito. Now time to blend. Now, it seems to be that the current trend to apply concealer is the way that I put it on right now, with just some sort of a dot here and on the outside. But I've actually been doing this like way before it was a trend, because this is just what worked best for me. And you guys just do whatever you think works best for you, all right? Don't fall into these trends thinking that there is a correct way of doing things, because every year there's going to be something new, okay? I shared a couple videos on my Instagram expressing myself on these trends. I'm sorry that I brought it onto here. It wasn't meant to be, but it was the first thing that came to my mind when I was blending out that concealer. Anywho, moving on. Let's powder up the face just a little bit, and I'm going to be using this Bare Focus one by Wet n Wild. I've been meaning to get new brushes because look how bad this has gotten. To handle though on this one and on plenty of other brushes that I have, because the bristles are intact. They are in great condition. I'm going to be very sad when I have to either no longer use them or throw them out, which I probably won't. I'll probably just keep them on the side to use on the daily basis and keep the good ones for videos. For my eyes today, I'm going to be using the Mandalorian palette from ColourPop, and this is still available on their website if you want to go and purchase it. I honestly bought this because Baby Yoda. The shade selection on the inside is a lot of green. Are you surprised? It fits perfect with the whole theme. The colors are beautiful. I use a couple of them once in a while, but I don't really reach for this palette, so I wanted to do a brown look with this today. So I'm going to start with this dark brown Droid Protocol, and I'm going to apply this on my lid. So the first thing I like to do is to just pat it on. That's how I like to apply my eyeshadow. I don't start swiping the brush from side to side. The reason why I like to apply my shadow like this is because not only do I notice less fallout, but it looks more blurred out. From my personal experience, I've noticed that when I used to apply eyeshadow back and forth, it used to create some sort of patches on the eye that didn't have any eyeshadow. And so this pretty much packs it on, avoiding those patches. And like I said, it just looks more blurred out with the same amount of color on the eye. So it looks more consistent. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, this is what works for me, okay? Now I'm taking this color a little bit up now onto the crease. And as you can see, it just starts to look like I have two shades on the eye, darker on the bottom and lighter on the crease, but it's the same shade. I'm gonna keep working this. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Here on the crease with this shade, I like to do a little bit of circular motions. All right, so that looks good, kind of scary, but don't get too scared. I promise you it's gonna look a lot better. Now I'm gonna take a different brush and go into my second shade. I'm going to be using Just Like a Tattooing. Because I'm going in with a different shade, I'm going to take a different brush, which this part I do highly recommend, because if you use the same brush, it's only going to create your eyeshadow to look very muddy. So yeah, just try to use a different brush, okay? That's what I'm gonna do for this look. Now with this shade, I now want to concentrate it here on the crease, and it almost looks kind of the same as that first brown that I used. I want to make sure that what's on the lid is a lot darker than the crease. Now on the bottom lash, I'm going to take a little bit of both of the shades and just blend this in. Oh, it's looking at you guys, but when I look in the mirror, it literally just looks like I got punched in the eye. Thing I'm going to do now is take a clean brush, and all I'm going to do is start blending out the outer corners of the eyes. Now something else that I like to do whenever I use dark colors like this brown is take my beauty sponge, and here on the outer corner of the eye, I just like to kind of clean up the look by doing this. I don't have any product on the sponge, it's just damp and whatever is left over from the foundation and the concealer, okay? I just like to do this, and it just makes the eye look a lot more sharp here. For the lid, I'm going to add a different shade, and I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette using this shade right here, which is Terra. I'm going to apply this with my finger. These eyeshadows are amazing. I really like this formula, and I've also done a review video on this, which I'm also going to link it for you guys. I'm gonna just press this in here on the lids. It's not a brown, it has some purple tone to it. It looks kind of mauve-y, but it works with the look. It works. I'm gonna go in with another clean brush to blend this out a little bit, because as you guys can see here, I applied a little bit too much eyeshadow. And so it just softens up the edges. And if this occurs to you, and just clean it up. See? This is what works for me. Some of you may be like, what is she doing? Now for the inner corner of the eyes, I'm going to use another shade from this Desert Lights palette. And it's this one on top of Terra, which is called Horizon. Just concentrated here on the inner corner. I'm going to be using my Essence mascara. This one is the Lash Princess. I was actually going to apply some eyelashes, but I couldn't find my lash glue, so this is going to have to do for this look. And I'm not even really upset about it because I don't really like to apply lashes for every look that I do. It's not something that's super essential to me. But I do have to be honest, I think that lashes really do bring out the way that your eye makeup looks. I completely skipped out on eyeliner because this is an easy, faster, smoky eye. Using the same mascara for the lower lashes. All right, it's almost coming together. I'm now going to apply some bronzer with some blush. Bronzer I'm going to be using today is from Marc Jacobs. It's this one right here that I'm using. I've had it for a while now and I still haven't hit pan. I don't think I ever will. I'll keep you guys updated for other videos just in case I do. Be using one of e.l.f.'s Putty blush for this look today, and I'm gonna try not to apply too much because sometimes I get a little bit too carried away with blush. Of course, I'm gonna apply a little bit of highlight now, and this one I really like because it's not too strong. It makes the highlight look a little bit more natural, but you can still see it. And this one is in the shade Rose Gold by e.l.f. Also had it for a while, used it for many looks. It looks nice. Now for the lips, I'm going to be using Wet n Wild products. These two I've also used on my previous video. Love the combo of the lip liner that I got with the gloss, so that's what I'm gonna be using. And I'm just taking off whatever I had of foundation here on my lips off. Never really show that part in camera, but that's what I do before I apply anything on my lips. Going in with this liner, just outlining. Ooh. I remember this one. The shade is called Call Me Boss, in case you wanted to know. I almost forgot I was about to skip this part, but I do like to apply just a little bit of color here. All right, you guys, so this is my final look. I had a great time creating this. I think these shades are very appropriate for daytime or nighttime. Up to your liking. If you like something a little bit more darker, then definitely go in with a black on the outer corners or whatever it is that you like to do to intensify the eye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this tutorial, Get Ready With Me, was something that you enjoyed. And as usual, if you did like this video, I invite you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Sending you all a bunch of love from this side, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!